Hey, what is up guys? It is your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be going over 5 of the worst heroes, 5 heroes you should never even consider picking in 7.29. These are heroes that the pros don't touch at all, that have awful pub win rates, and frankly, got the end of the stick when it came to 7.29. Alright, but without further ado, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'd also like to let you guys know that I just made a full-length replay review of a Terrorblade game I played over on the GameLeap website. It's not going to come to YouTube, so if you're interested in content like that, really, you guys know I try to give you the best information, and I do really believe in GameLeap, especially the videos I've been making as of late are very high quality, in-depth, educational content that, you know, it's a lot of fun to watch, and it's going to help you get to the next level. It's going to help you gain rank. Alright, let's get into the video. Alright, so our first hero on the list, honestly, I'm kind of waiting for the day where this hero comes back in the meta. I just don't know if that day will ever come. The Dota meta has consistently shifted towards mobility, high-paced gameplay with a lot of initiation, blink daggers, shards that close the gap. It just seems like everyone has a lot of gold. Everyone, you know, has a blink dagger or some sort of way to close the gap in most games. And therefore, for a very long time now, Sniper has struggled. I just don't see this hero ever really becoming a 55% win rate hero, at least not anytime soon. Now, currently, I will be fair with you guys. The hero is actually at a 49.5% win rate on Dota buff over the last week, which means that in your average pub, the hero would do pretty well. For this exact example, I guess I'm more so talking about higher MMR games. Don't worry, the other examples will more so apply to the average pub. But just in general, even in your average pub, Sniper has consistently been a high win rate hero just due to the fact that the hero stays in the back and does a lot of damage. And there's two types of heroes in my opinion that tend to do well in solo queue. The heroes that scale into the late game and are hard to kill, which Sniper fits perfectly, right? He's hard to jump because he's on the backline. Well, if you don't know to jump him. And then really tanky heroes like Wraith King, Spectre, that also scale into the late game. So like the hardcore backliners and the hardcore frontliners, I think, tend to do very well. Now, yeah, Sniper's just in the middle of the pack, even though he's doing pretty well. Now, in the recent patch, he did get some changes, so let's talk about those. So the first thing, and really only thing I really want to cover, is that take aim makes no sense. It makes no sense. I really do not understand who came up with this. Maybe I'm missing something. I just genuinely do not understand what the point of take aim active is. So if you guys don't know what it does, which you probably don't because it's useless, it grants you for 4 seconds, when you click your take aim, for 4 seconds it grants you true strike and a 30% headshot chance, but it causes you to move 30% slower. Which, you know, I guess it makes you proc a lot, and that's kind of cool, right? But the thing is, as I said, it makes you 30% slower. Like, you can't move as is. It's already hard for Sniper to kite in fights. This just makes you even slower. And so, I guess in niche situations in the late game, it's kind of nice because of the true strike and, you know, you can bop people backwards. I just don't get it. Like, it doesn't seem like enough for me. It's a concept, but I just don't fully understand. Next up on the list at number 2 is LYCAN. I don't really have to talk too much about this because, you know, the main reason why this hero is struggling was the removal of Necromonicon. The hero simply can't buy its best item. It's like Animage, trying to play Animage, but they removed Battle Fury. And you'd be like, what am I supposed to rush? Like Mjolnir? Am I supposed to go Midas, Echo Saber? Like, what am I supposed to do, right? It would make the hero really, really awkward to play. Now, do I think that means LYCAN will be bad forever? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Funny enough, I do think if Battle Fury was removed, people would learn to play Animage in different ways. I do think they would struggle because of the nature of the hero. It tends to not really come online, but I do believe the hero actually can be played in different ways that could be experimented with. Besides the point, LYCAN is currently in that phase. People don't know what to do, so the hero's win rate is lower than ever, and frankly, I'm not going to tell you I know what to do either. I have given my suggestions. I think Armlet, Mask of Madness with Echo Saber BKB, a lot of small items, but you could even just go Mask of Madness BKB, Mask of Madness Armlet BKB, some sort of this right-click build I do believe could work quite well. Yeah, people don't know exactly what to do. And so you're seeing some Helm of the Dominator, some Vlad, some Solar Crest, and I just don't think those builds really work well enough. And yeah, so the hero has a 43% win rate. It's definitely not doing that well in this patch. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really know exactly what it's good for right now. Next up on the list, we have Cuddle. Cuddle's kind of funny. The reason why Cuddle's funny is this hero was really highly contested in the pro scene. It was a very popular hero, very strong hero, but then they kind of just destroyed him. Like, I'm gonna be real with you guys. They kind of just like completely shafted the Cuddle. Like, everything seemingly got destroyed. Okay, so let's get into it. Number one. The original time when Cuddle was like kind of nuts was when his ultimate flickered and would stun people. Then they changed it. It was not a big deal because they gave him recall, right? So they gave Cuddle the ability to pop his ultimate and then it would give him recall. And that was solid, right? That was solid because you would have the ability to teleport people around the map. You could bring your PA to the ancients you're stacking from top lane. You could set up ganks with it. It was extremely versatile. And then they removed it from the ability. Just completely got rid of it. Done. It's done. Now, also, the Will-O-Wisp is your Ags, and Recall is your Shard. And so all of a sudden, this hero that had a lot of utility now has to spend a ton of gold to get these abilities back, which is pretty freaking inconvenient, because it means if you want Recall, you don't have a Ghost Scepter, or a Glimmer, or Forestaff, right? And that hurts the hero a lot, considering it dies really easily. And honestly, another thing I will say about the hero is it's a very confusing hero to play. It requires an extreme amount of efficiency to get the maximum value out of this hero. I really do believe that Cuddle is one of the hardest heroes to play in the game. Funny enough, it still does a ton of damage in the laning stage, can be really good at harassing, amps magical damage, has blinding light. It does have a lot of utility. It's just very awkward to play because it tends to take farm away from your carry. It soaks up a lot of space on the map. You know, it doesn't have a direct stun, so it's weird to set up plays. It's slow, takes time to build up. All in all, it's too clunky right now, and I wouldn't recommend picking it. Then we have Kunkka. Yeah, I don't really like, guys. Kunkka right now has a very rough win rate of 47%. In Immortal bracket, I think it's much lower. It's like 45%. The hero, even though it got pretty big buffs, very recently, the X mark to spot was granted a 12-second buff at level 1 from 36 seconds to 24, but even that was not good enough. What's even crazier about this is that the hero actually got some buffs last patch. It got an extra 0.5 HP regen. It got some agility gain. As I talked about the X, right? The X was buffed in 7.29B. The Shard is actually really strong in my opinion. Yeah, I really do believe he is one of the strongest shards in the game, but I don't know. He kind of just struggles to do anything. Ever since the day where they nerfed Boat used to be, what was it? I think it was like a 50-second cooldown at level 1, something like that. Now it's like 80. Wasn't it 40 at some point, guys? You have to remind me in the comments. Someone comment that down below. What was Kunkka's Boat cooldown at level 1 like a year ago? I think it was about 40 seconds. Now it is significantly longer, and that's the biggest problem with the hero. The biggest problem with the hero is that you gank a side lane, but you might not have Boat. And then you gank with Boat, and well, I mean, that's great. You're probably going to get a kill, but X at level 1 was horrible. That got buffed, so that's better now, right? That's not bad. But even his laning stage, it's fine. Like, it's fine. But once again, like, the hero got hurt because he can't deny with Tidebringer. That was a long time ago as well. I'm just bringing up, you know, kind of the reasons why this hero has slowly fallen off. But what I will say is against certain team comps, against heroes like Lena's and Gyros, the squishy, agi unit heroes in the early game that can't dodge the combo, Kunkka does have some value. And remember, I'm just saying this as a brief side note in the video, every hero in Dota is useless. You shouldn't give up on your team if you have a Cuddle as your support, or a Kunkka as your mid laner. No hero currently has a below 40% win rate, which means that you're fine. You have a very decent odds of winning your game, regardless of the heroes you have. I'm just trying to help you guys avoid wasting time on heroes like Kunkka. And last, but certainly not least, is Monkey King. Yeah, you know, what's really funny about Monkey King is that the hero was very highly prioritized in the professional scene typically for the Ags build-up build. There is also the Battle Fury build, which, funny enough, both of these got nerfed to the ground. Monkey King's Ags got shredded. The amount of time it takes for the monkeys to attack, right, from the Aghanim Scepter when it spawns the soldier was nerfed quite heavily. But really, my main gripe with Monkey King is how hard it is to actually play this hero. When I say my main gripe, I really mean like the reason why I think this hero is doing poorly. It's just difficult. The ultimate is so weird. Unless your team hits like a 4-man vacuum into a 4-man ravage, your ultimate often doesn't tend to do much. Now, the biggest value of this spell is its ability to isolate a hero from a team. The problem is, in pubs, that's not that easy to do. To be fair, in pubs, it's actually easier to get multiple people in an ultimate, as everyone's kind of just like uncoordinated and running around and has no idea what's going on. But still, Monkey King is hard to play. It's not tanky, its stun is like very weird to use, it's also a ridiculously short duration. At level 1, it's 0.7 seconds, and at max, it's 1.6 seconds, right? So that's kind of meh. On top of that, if you use it before you have Jingu, it doesn't do any damage, right? It just really does not, unless you went the Deso build, in which case it does some. And finally, they also nerfed Echo Saber, which used to be the Monkey King item. Funny enough, what's really great as well, remember the days guys in Monkey Kings would rush Basher? Especially as a support, that day was hilarious. Monkey King ulti used to give like 50 damage per soldier. It was so dumb. You would solo ult someone, the stun was a longer stun duration, you would get bonus damage, and then you'd chain bash them. Oh, those were the days, dude. This hero was such a fun support. It was literally, I think it was my favorite support to play for a while. It was so good. But yeah, so the Ags got nerfed in multiple ways. It's very hard to build up Jingu. Like, hitting someone 4 times reliably before you do damage, it's just, I don't know. You know what I mean, guys? It's like, I don't know. Monkey King doesn't farm that fast. He's a pretty good laner. You know, he does very well in lane. I'll give him that. You know, I'll give him that. There are some matchups where he can struggle, like, you know, like Viper, for instance, or Death Prophet in some scenarios, you know. He can do pretty poorly, but I will say that that's his biggest advantage. So if you don't win the lane as Monkey King, you're not putting pressure on your opponent and zoning them out. Frankly, I just do not recommend picking this hero because the reality is in team fights, you're probably going to miss your ultimate. You might miss your stun. Your pouncing will just get you killed if you don't have BKB. And if you buy BKB, you're not going to do enough damage because you're not going to have Scotty to keep them in your ultimate. And you're going to end up doing no damage because you can't actually stay on top of anyone because your stun is actually a 1.6 second cooldown. And yeah, it kind of becomes a disaster. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments who you think the worst hero in Dota is right now. Literally the worst. I want to know your worst hero in Dota. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And I'm out. Peace. And that's all. But remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below. And I'm out. Peace.